Hi, I'm Chris Cardona and welcome to MSC World America. I invite you to come along on one of our walking tours on this incredible ship coming up on Talking Cruise. So hello from MSC World America. We are going to start our walking tour here on deck number 5. And our first stop is going to be Meraviglia restaurant. This is one of the main dining rooms on board MSC World America. So you can see the decor in here is very contemporary. And what's great is if you have an early enough dinner time, and depending on the time of year, with these large windows here on deck 5, you'll have great ocean views or port views. And today we're here in Ocean Key Marine Reserve, which is MSC Cruises' private destination here in the Bahamas. And I did have dinner here yesterday on our first night of our 3-night pre-inaugural cruise for MSC World America. We're just getting a little taste of what this ship has to offer. This is a new class for this market. The first ship in the world class, MSC World Europa, sailed a couple of years ago, and this is the second in that class, and it is the largest for MSC Cruises. So I've moved up to deck number 6, and we are still in the aft elevator lobby of deck 6. I'm actually going to take you aft and show you all the other main dining rooms that are over here, and then we'll work our way into the World Galleria, which is like the promenade indoor, and we'll check that out as well. So right now we are heading aft on deck number 6. So this is kind of where they have most of the main dining rooms on board. Here we have the Savano restaurant. And depending on what category you book and what you're assigned, you'll be given one of the main dining rooms. This is absolutely larger than where I had dinner in Meraviglia last night. But the menus will all be the same. It's just really the location that is different. But you also have those really great views out to the water or port of call. Now, MSC Cruises does things a little bit differently than most main cruise lines, where you still have, for the majority, your early and late seatings. Only if you book into the Aria class, or of course the Yacht Club, will you have more of an open seating type concept. And then across the way here, we do have the Hexagon restaurant, which looks very similar to the one we just came from. But with a ship this size, number of guests that they have on board, they absolutely need these multiple dining spots so they don't overwhelm any one individual one at any given time. And we'll continue to head aft. These are quite large dining rooms. If you're into wine, no shortage of selections here at either restaurants. All the way aft on deck 6, we do have the Bubbles restaurant. And I don't think we'll be able to get in. Oh, we can. Look at that. Automatic doors. This decor is a little bit different. Actually, I like the blues in here. Very nice. But again, one of the included dining venues on board the ship, and you will be assigned one of these when you book your cruise. So we can kind of call this restaurant row here on deck number 6 aft. Okay, we're going to backtrack the way we just came through all the restaurants here on aft section of deck number 6, and I'll take you further ahead forward through the World Galleria. So here we are back at the aft elevator lobby on deck number 6. Now we're going to be heading forward, and this is the World Galleria here on board MSC World America. Now they've had promenades like this on other classes in their fleet, specifically Meraviglia class, but this one really amps it up to a much larger level. Now, as there are two sides of distinct locations on each part of the ship here on deck number 6, I'm going to take you on one side and then we'll walk through the other. So over here we do have MSC Excursions, and in addition to this manned station, they do have the kiosks around the ship as well for you to book. And that leads us right into the guest services area as well. Very friendly, attentive staff here, 24 hours a day. And we are here in Ocean Key today, but there are quite a few people still on board. Had a rather late night last night with a wonderful live performance from Gloria Estefan up on the pool deck. She put on a concert about an hour and a half long, and it was fantastic. Sounded great. So one of the true highlights of this space is this LCD screen on the ceiling, and they do actually put on shows throughout the cruise that are themed to different things. Right now we're sort of in the underwater scape with some whales. That's pretty cool. So this cruise is set up as a sampler, as I said. So there's going to be little, people making demonstrations and stuff. Right here now they're doing some cosmetics in one of the shops. Here we have a watch collection by Mark Anthony. He was also here in person yesterday before the ship departed from Miami. And then over here you do have your duty free. So if you're looking for any liquors or cigars or some candy that maybe you don't find at home, like these guys here, they're a little expensive in the United States. But they have a pretty good selection here on board. I can't really speak to the prices. It's not dirt cheap, but for some people, I guess depending on where you live, it could be a bargain. We do also have some electronics and such, so if you forgot headphones or cables for charging, they've got those here as well. And then this section over here merges into watches and cosmetics and sunglasses and so forth. So lots of shopping opportunities. If you've built up a nice stock of onboard credits, you've got a lot of places to utilize it. And then over here we do have some varied ship models. There's a sort of glass block version, and then we actually received this one here yesterday as a nice gift for our voyage on the inaugural. So can't wait to add that to my fleet at home. And then they do also have these diffusers. Now if you're in an ARIA category room, they have been giving these in the past in the room as a welcome gift. So look out for that when you book the ARIA class, which is kind of the spa class on board. You get some perks for the thermal suite and such on board. So we're continuing to head forward. I really like this backdrop here. If you want to be like a star, you can get your photo snapped in front of this. And another big perk for a lot of people is to book a next cruise while on board your current cruise, and you can go on here to the future cruise desk. They have several people here ready to assist you. Hi there. And when you do book a future cruise, you can get certain things like onboard credits and reduced deposits and such. So it's a great way to kind of incentivize you for your next cruise on MSC. So right next to future cruise, we do have the Luna Park Arena. So this space here in the Luna Park Arena is kind of a convertible spot where they do different activities and events throughout the cruise, maybe contests and dance parties and so forth. So definitely come and check this out, look at your daily planner and see what they're offering for your cruise. I think I mentioned in another video that I am a huge pinball fan, and I just noticed this guy all wrapped up. Hopefully he's coming in and not going out, but this is an Avengers Infinity Quest from Stern Pinball, and I've had this one in my collection at one point, and that is very promising. So far this makes it 4 pinball machines that I can confirm here on board MSC World America. And then also here in the World Gallery, you do have the Games Arcade. Now this is actually not the full arcade, this is just a smaller section here. I think they get a lot of foot traffic, so it makes a lot of sense to have another spot here where people can pump credits into, and these are all at a cost normally. On this cruise there's no cost because this is a invite-only cruise. And as I mentioned earlier, these are the kiosks for shore excursions. And what I really like is they have a very large screen, so very easy to navigate if you're looking to book an excursion here on board the ship. Now this is not just an ordinary telephone booth here. This is actually a portal that will take you into a speakeasy. So I hopefully get a chance to utilize this while I'm on board the ship, but you can sort of see that there's another door in the back there, and we'll hopefully get to experiment with that later in the cruise. And then all the way forward on deck 6, we do have the business center. I do believe there might be some things going on right now, but they do have different meeting rooms. These can be reserved in advance for you to have an event or a party or even a convention of some sort here on board your cruise. Okay, from the forward section of deck number 6, we're going to swing around and I'll show you the other side of the Galleria. And this was a spot that I came to last night, and one that's very welcome. They have some more arcade games over here. This is pizza and burgers, and I've always said on MSC ships they needed a dedicated pizzeria and a place that you can grab things like burgers and fries and stuff, and they've actually gone ahead and done it here on board this ship, and that is a great thing to see. So you've got scrambled eggs and such. They're doing breakfast right now, but they will have burgers and fries and hot dogs and lots of great pizza options. And these offerings here are complimentary with your cruise. Over here we do have the other pinball machines that I mentioned. So we've got Dr. No, James Bond, and all these games are from Stern Pinball. They are the leaders in pinball machine making. Here we have Deadpool, really fun game. And what I thought was the third, but now might actually be the fourth game, is Led Zeppelin. Some really great seating in here as well. And over here they do have self-serve taps for brews. Again, you have to have this on a package. There's also soft-serve ice cream, which is also nice to see soft-serve ice cream not just in the buffets. Spread the love around a little bit. That's a great thing. Here we have Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. I know these are quite popular. And then you got your self-serve coffee as well. So just had a really fun game of Deadpool pinball. And now it's time to have a slice or two here at Pizza and Burger. All right, we're gonna again keep backtracking, heading aft now on deck number 6. And here's a spot up here that has been on other ships before. This is the Jean-Philippe Chocolat and Cafe. And they do have really great homemade gelatos here, lots of different toppings. They had a really great option yesterday with a brioche and toppings on it. It was really, really great. So you could see here a plethora of churning gelatos for your pleasure. And prices are pretty reasonable, you know, $5, $6. There's also a selection of souvenir chocolates that you can bring home for family and friends. And over here, you can see they're actually in the process of making some chocolate. Sometimes they make chocolate chips and other amazing things like this eagle right here, which is very fitting here on board MSC World America. And as I said, lots and lots and lots of chocolate options here. They do also have coffee beverages. Here's a look at some of the pricing of those. Again, by cruise ship standards, not unreasonable. Some of these may be available on certain packages, but typically chocolates in this particular location are not included. You'll have to buy those a la carte. This is really cool. Upside down Statue of Liberty. And again, lots of handmade chocolates and macarons. Now I'll walk you into this boutique, and this is a great opportunity. Typically, I do film my tours when we're in port and all the shops and everything are closed, but because this is a special cruise, everything is open to give everyone on board the experience of what it would be like for normal operations. So they've got some nice women's clothing here. And some men's as well. This looks just like my closet at home. Not really. So continuing to head aft again, still backtracking on deck number 6. And this is the lowest level of the World Galleria. And you will not find any shortage of spots to sit around and lounge, grab a beverage, people watch. this area is the mecca for that. Okay, and then over here to the side we have the Dolce Vita bar. This is right across from guest services. They had some fantastic live music in here yesterday before sail away. Nice large bar. That's another thing. There are lots of places to grab drinks on board this ship. There's a nice chandelier right here across from guest services as well. So from here we're going to make our way up to deck number 7, and I'll show you on deck 2 of the World Galleria. One thing I have noticed is they don't have the Swarovski stairs in this area. That's something that you see a lot of on MSC ships. Very blingy, but this is nice as well. So again, I'm going to walk you around one side and then we'll double back and go through another way. This is the MSC Foundation store. You can buy items here like toys and clothing and whatnot, some bags, souvenir water bottles. MSC World America, MSC Cruises, this is their foundation. It is family owned or family run, and they do a lot of great things for underprivileged people around the world and a lot of marine conservation. So a big thing and a nice thing that you can do as a guest is donate and help them in their causes around the world. And over here we do have the Kato Sushi Bar, and right now they're doing a nice sampler of sushi. They normally wouldn't offer this, but again, this is a special cruise, but you can use your dining package for this when you're on board. And then on some of MSC's newer ships, they've added a teppanyaki experience as well. These are typically only included on certain packages. I believe it's the 4 dining package and above, you do get teppanyaki. Otherwise, there is an upcharge for this. And it smells absolutely wonderful in here. I'm a big fan of teppanyaki, as is my family. Hello, how are you? This looks very nice. Is that tuna?
Yeah. Did you try?
Or maybe later. Thank you. Here we have some rice, another one of my favorites. Very nice. And slicing some chicken and some steak on the grill. So I'm going to continue. We're going to head forward on deck number 7, the mid-level of the World Galleria. And this is kind of restaurant row here, specialty dining. Over here we have Butcher's Cut. This is the steakhouse that is quite popular on board MSC Cruises. I enjoy it myself, as does my family. And you can really get some nice prime steaks here at Butcher's Cut. And everything smells just brand new in here. You can smell the leather. And if you're not sure what kind of steak you want or the cut, you can reference this guy over here and just point out what you'd like to eat. And it's also very nice that they have some seating outside here in the Galleria, which is a nice option as well. And then over here we do have Time Valet. I'm guessing they sell watches here. Very nice. Hello, how are you? Very nice and bright, well lit in here. If you're looking for some nice timepieces, this is a really nice place to come to. Okay, from here we'll continue to go forward. And that brings us to the main theater on board, MSC World America, which is the World Theater. It is closed right now, but I will show you some of the performance footage that I have from this cruise. I did also want to point out that from deck 7, you do have access to an exterior promenade. So this is the lifeboat deck, but there is quite a bit of space where you can walk around here. So if you want to get out a little bit, I'm sure it'd be a lot better when the ship is in motion. It can get a little stuffy, but when the ship's at sea, there's no better spot to feel the breeze. Okay, we're gonna head back inside and I'll take you on the other side of the mid-level of the World Galleria. And I do certainly hope you're enjoying the tour so far, and please like and subscribe. Leave any comments. I'll be more than happy to answer anything that you ask. Here's a nice spot for the men, the gentleman's barber. If you need a haircut or a shave, nice classic barber experience. And then on the other side here, we have Masters of the Sea Bar. Came here yesterday for a little bit. They've got amazing live music. And this is a microbrewery here doing craft beer right on board the ship, which has been done on other ships before. This is a first for MSC Cruises though. And a super nice bar, lots of draft choices. I really like the staircase that goes up to the second level. And you can catch sports in here, you can play games, just shoot breeze with friends or other guests on board. So welcome to Ola Taco and Cantina. And this is a great value if you're into Mexican cuisine. They have like a all-you-can-eat option for dinner, I think around $20 a person. So that's definitely, you're gonna certainly eat that fill. We also have this walk-up counter here as well. And a big thank you to MSC for having all of the venues open today. That's a really great help for us that are trying to film the ship and show everyone what this amazing vessel looks like. So here we are in the MSC shop, and you'll find tons of logoed item with MSC. They do have these really cool Lego MSC ships, and I think last week they actually set a Guinness World Record for the most of these ships put end to end. It was down in the lower section of the World Galleria. So congrats on that. And we've got the mascot here, Do Re Mi of MSC Cruises. The kids have several of these. And pretty much anything else you can think of, logoed, keychains and bottle openers and so forth. How about a little cruise duck? Next to the MSC shop, we do have the photo gallery. Now you can come here, you can use these digital kiosks, and you can look at your photos that you've been taken on board, and you can purchase the prints or purchase digital. They do offer packages as well. They do also have a studio in here, so if you want to sit down and do a shoot with your family or friends, you can come over here and they'll be glad to set you up with a really cool photo shoot. And we're now at the aft elevator lobby on deck number 7, and we're going to continue to work our way aft, and that'll take us through the World Casino on board the ship. So here we are at the MSC Signature Casino. This is deck number 7. We're heading aft now, and they've got lots of great electronic slots. If you're a fan of these large screen ones, or very video game like. And a nice option is they do have a enclosed smoking area. So if that's your thing, they can accommodate you as well without having to have the smoke permeate throughout the entire space. So great job for that, MSC. And of course you have to have a bar, and this bar is perfectly situated right in the middle of the casino. And then over on the other side, this is where they do have the table games ready for you as well. And then over here, we've got the cool roulette wheel. And then all the way through the casino, we do have the Panorama Lounge. This is a really nice space, has incredible aft views. And then there is some seating up here as well. We've got this counter high top. And then over here to the side. Okay, so we are now aft, deck number 7. We're going to go back into the World Galleria and go up to the top deck of this space, deck number 8. So there's a nice blinged out chandelier, and if they don't have these Swarovski stairs, you still have this, which is nice. So I'm going to start you in the aft section of deck number 8 in the World Galleria. Over here we do have some more jewelry offerings. And again, it's great that these are open. This is the Effie store, quite popular on cruise ships and in several destinations around the world. And here we have the Fizz Champagne Bar. It's a nice name. And what's really nice is this space connects to the outside deck area. So you can head out here, enjoy a drink, take in the views like right now, here at Ocean Key Marine Reserve in the Bahamas. So we're going to head forward on deck number 8. We'll wrap around, then I'll take you outside to the exterior space. So here we have the Loft. This is a dual-purpose comedy club and dueling pianos, and they do have shows here nightly. Really cool looking spot. Not an overly huge space, but you can expect this to be very well visited. Comedy's really taken off on cruise ships over the past several years, as has the dueling pianos. And the bar's here ready to serve you up drinks while you're enjoying the show. And the same way that they had the exterior access, they do have it here from the Loft on the other side of the ship as well. So right off the main Galleria, there's this sort of secret hallway. And again, we're still going forward on deck 8. And this brings us to the upper level of the brewery space, which currently is closed, but they do have a billiards table in here. And then we reconnect back out to the upper level of the World Galleria. So this spot up here is called the Gin Project. And I could definitely get a hit of citrus right here. Over here we do have the Zest Juice Bar. Again, prices will vary, not included on packages typically. And then that brings us all the way forward to the Aria Spa. And I've got a tour here for you of the Thermal Suite. Okay, now we're going to be heading aft on deck number 8. Here we have Les Dunes Restaurant. This is another included main dining on board the ship. It's just in a completely separate location. And what I do like is that there's this sort of mezzanine seating for the restaurant that you can actually look down into the Galleria itself. Okay, so I want to continue to go aft here on deck 8. I'm actually going to go down one deck, walk across, and then take those stairs that are over there, and that'll take me back up to the central part of the World Galleria. So let's go check that out. Okay, so we've made our way back to the central part of World Galleria, deck 7. We're going to go back up to deck number 8 and then continue our tour. I'll take us aft on this deck. Now, depending on where you live, you might be familiar with Italy. There are several cities that do have Italy sort of grocery / restaurants in North America. And this is a specialty venue here on board the ship. Really like the open kitchen here. Hello. And what's really nice is, depending on the weather, they do have some al fresco dining options as well. Here's a quick look at the Italy menu. We're continuing to move aft on deck number 8, and the next spot on our tour is Elixir Mixology Bar. And how is that for a cool sign? Let's have a look in here. Oh, very cool. Not overly huge, but I bet they've got some amazing drink options. I'll definitely have to come here tonight. Now, another great thing is they do also have the outside seating here. So when you're on a ship, you want to see the sea, and you want to feel the sea, and you want to experience the sea, and you can definitely do that right here on deck number 8. Absolutely gorgeous day here today at Ocean Key. That was Elixir here on deck number 8 aft. Here's another pop-up MSC Excursions desk if you need some assistance. They do have a lot of places to book excursions, so there's no excuse for not doing that if you really want. And I'll mention this right now, there are these kiosks here throughout the ship where you can activate a credit card. So they have started to change this with MSC. We can actually do it before you board the ship, but in case you didn't do it, obviously any purchases you make on board are going to be charged to your folio on board, and this is a way for you to settle that with a major credit card using this machine. Okay, so here we are all the way aft on deck number 8, and that'll take us through the World Promenade. This is a great family-friendly space for everyone to enjoy. And what's really nice here is they do have staterooms that are facing into the space, and the varied categories of rooms, they all pretty much have balconies. And very reminiscent of Royal Caribbean's Oasis class. You're going to see a lot of that on board this ship, as well as other ships from other cruise lines. So here we have Coffee Emporium. I did have a real nice Americano from here this morning. Let's have a quick look in here. It is a very popular spot on board this ship. But you can grab some pastries, and now they have some sandwiches as well. It's a nice space to come and enjoy a sip in the morning or any time of the day. You have some outside seating as well. And this is really meant to be a multi-use space. So you've got your dining, you've got bars, and then over here we do have World of Jewels, which is going to be more shopping, more opportunities for you to bring some really nice bling home. And how does that look? See all the way up there to the water park, and we'll be heading up very, very shortly. Now, one thing I want to point out that's quite different than Royal Caribbean is they do have an extra set of elevators. So Royal Caribbean usually has elevators that flank the Royal Promenade, and then you have a long walk to get to the back. Anybody that's staying in rooms over in this section over here, you have access to this elevator, which is also a scenic elevator, and that'll take you all the way down here to deck number 8 to enjoy the spaces outside. So that's a really great feature. I'm glad that they added that. And they do sort of have this reminiscent of the living wall that also Royal Caribbean has. And then here we have the All Stars Sports Bar. This is a new venue that they've added on board MSC ships. Let's go check this out. Definitely catch the games in here. Lots of brews on tap, sports memorabilia, and lots of screens. Catch the action. Now they have had sports bars before, but this type of location outside with outside access, this is something new for them. So let's head back outside here. These are some really great seats to enjoy. Now I'm not noticing any screens out here. That would be maybe something good for them to add eventually. And then wrapping around to the back side of the All-Stars, this is actually one of the smoking areas, and there are quite a few on board MSC ships. If you are a smoker, you'll be pleasantly surprised with that, because most ships have extremely limited smoking options. And that goes back into this space as well. So You can sort of tuck out if there's a little bit of weather. You've got shuffleboard in here too. And I'll take you back over here to the other side. This is the non-smoking side. So if you want that nice aft section, this is called the lanai over here. You can relax. The views and the breeze is just absolutely incredible back here. So definitely come and check that out. And then as we are here in Ocean Key today, get a nice view down to the island right here. And over here we have the play zone, which is an extension off the candy shop that's over on the other side of this door here. So we'll go check that out as well. Nice bright colors, fun little spot. And this whole space just comes alive at nighttime, and I'll show you some of that footage as well. So in here they do have gelato, they make milkshakes. It's called Sweet Temptations. Let's see if we can get inside here. There we can. So they do have frozen yogurt options. Looks to be self-serve. Quite a few different flavors. Passion fruit, nice. Here you got some more of the chocolate options as well. And then down here they've got these crazy incredible milkshakes that you can order. I'm sure these are all low calorie options for you as well. Boy, my teeth are hurting already. Wow, specialty donuts too. Over here you do have some more traditional gelato flavors and options if you don't want to go full bore on the concoctions over on the other side. And of course you got to have some toys and cute things for the kids to enjoy as well. And you got your bulk candies. Wow, and then a whole section over here dedicated to crepes and waffles. And there's that nice oozing chocolate being poured right now. And this is a really nice space. So definitely come over to Sweet Temptations and tempt your sweet tooth. There is also the Promenade Bites over here. They do have hot dogs and popcorn and spun candy, cotton candy. So one of the main things to do over here is the jaw drop slide. Now this is a dry slide and it looks very, very cool. I am going to be trying this out a little bit later today, and hopefully I'll be able to have my camera with me as I swirl down that. So I'm just going to double back now and show you the other side. So over here we have Paxos, and this is a Greek Mediterranean specialty restaurant. I did try some of the bites here yesterday for lunch. So they have souvlaki, they have salads, they have different dips, hummuses and things like that. And it definitely has the reminiscent Greek style colors, the whites, the blues. We'll have a look in here. I like that they have all the fresh fish on display here that you can enjoy. Here's some of the dips, as I mentioned, and salads. And what's nice is it's an indoor-outdoor space. So you've got this nice patio door that slides open and it gives you access to the promenade. And then they do have a bar in here as well. And really nice sort of family style setup for the seating, which is what you expect from a Greek restaurant. You're part of the family. So that's our look here at the World Promenade. And we will continue the tour. And again, I do hope you're enjoying what you've seen so far. So from aft section here on deck number 8, everything above here is going to be staterooms. So we're going to go all the way up to deck 18. We're going to check out the pool deck, the bars, the buffets, and so forth. So let's go head up to deck 18. And then something we're seeing more and more of on new cruise ships are these sort of smart elevator systems. So basically when you get to one of the elevator lobbies, you're going to select the deck that you want to go to. In this case, we're going to 18. It is then going to designate one of the cars, which is D, which is over here on the other side. It will illuminate, and then when the elevator is ready, it'll ding, it'll flash, and tell you that you're ready to go. So here we are on deck number 18 aft, and we're going to continue to head aft, and that'll take us to the Il Mercato buffet. There are actually two buffets, one here on deck 18 and one up on deck 19. This is the larger of the two, so this is what I would consider the main buffet on board. When there is overflow, they might open up the buffet up on deck number 19, but a ship this size with this many guests, which is hovering around 7,000, at full capacity, you definitely need that extra space. So over here we do have the bar area. I always like when buffets have bars in them, it just makes the service so much better. And we have flipped over to lunch now, so I'll try to show you some of the lunch options. Over here we do have the pizza station, and I do love that you can also get pizza downstairs as well now. It's not just strictly a buffet thing. So there are lots of great up against the window seating to enjoy the views, or inside here as well. And another cool thing that they've added here is there's this outdoor seating which has a look down to the World Promenade. So you get that outside space, and there's views down to where we just were on deck number 8. And then they have this bridge that crosses over the World Promenade. You get some views down there. And this will take us into the main section of the buffet. Over here we have the mozzarella factory. Nice charcuterie. You've got nice bocconcinis. You've got salamis and hams. Oh, nice antipasto. Some hearty bread options. And then we've got the burgers and dogs as well. A little bit of something for everybody here. Some sandwiches, tortillas. Now when you keep going aft from this buffet here on deck number 18, you can go to the outside area, and this is the Zen pool area. Let's go check that out. And I guess it's supposed to be sort of like a chill spot. But they do have these sun loungers, or covered sun loungers, which is a nice option. And there are two pools flanking the World Promenade below. So you definitely have a lot of places to lay out here on the aft section of deck number 8 at the Zen pool area. Something we've seen on lots of MSC ships in the past is a bridge that will look all the way down to the lower decks, and this is no exception here on MSC World America. Sorry about the glare. And we're getting closer to the entrance of the jaw drop slide there. So you do actually enter through a shark's mouth, which I know my daughters would get a kick out of. So we have another pool right here, as I said. A really massive shower that you can enjoy with several friends. And again, more of these covered day beds, which is a really great option if you want to get out of the full sun. Just incredible views from up here. Okay, we're going to swing around now and go back through the other side of the Il Mercato buffet. And tons of great ocean view seating. So this is the main pool area on deck number 18. This is the Mar Azul pool. And they're just tearing down from the stage that last night Gloria Estefan put on a fantastic show here. It ran till around 1 o'clock in the morning, and we actually didn't leave port until around 3 o'clock. So it's been a long night for me, an early day today, but just so excited to bring all this amazing footage to you guys out there. So lots of full sun seating over here. If you want to duck in the shade, you got that as well in the covered section over there. A really nice sized pool. You know, I really enjoy when they have pools that people can actually use and not a glorified bathtub. So good job to MSC to making this pool really usable if people want to actually swim. But of course, if you just want to lay out, they've got these really cool pads. I can imagine on a revenue cruise, these are going to go very early, very quickly. So think about that when you're coming here to lay out. And then something MSC really does well is they try to fuse art all over the ship, and over here you can see these sculptures, and that's no different here on MSC World America. We've got lots of tiered seating that goes up decks as well. So I'm just going to swing you around the other side of the pool. It looks a lot like the side we were just on. So you've got your full sun chairs. Up here you've got more of that tiered seating. I'll just walk you a little bit closer to the pool. So there is kind of this bridge section in the middle that kind of separates, making it two individual pools. It's absolutely gorgeous here. Did I say that already? Over here we have the La Perla bar. So this is your pool bar right up against the pool. And you got nice friendly service here, lots of drink options. And then something I really like, and I've seen on other ships like Meraviglia, they've got La Boca Grill. So over here you can get more pizza, they've got burgers and fries, and you don't even need to go outside, you don't even need to take your bathing suit and cover it up. So that's a really nice thing. I know a lot of people want to get outside and stay outside all day, and you've got that option here. Now a really nice feature that they've added to this class of ship is you can go from your outside pool to an inside pool right through these glass doors, and it's quasi inside outside because there is a retractable roof. Now they've had this on a lot of their ships in the past, but the access to the main pool area has not been as close as this, so I think that's a really nice option here as well. And it is again another good sized pool. And they've really sort of blurred the lines from inside outside space here, which is I think a really welcome thing that I quite enjoy. So this is the Botanic Gardens pool, and you can see there's lots of greenery. It is faux greenery, but it's still greenery, and it just kind of envelops you in that ambiance of gardens. They've got this really cool sort of covered raised jacuzzi over here. And then if you want to just look outside at the ocean or Port of Call, they've got this more covered section here as well. So here we are on deck 19 forward, and this is the upper level of the Botanic Garden area. And this is another bar spot up here. So you have a nice view downward to the pool. And again, a full service bar. And also on the lower section of the Botanic Pool, there are these hot tubs looking right out to the water. Okay, we're gonna go walk as far aft as we can on deck number 19. Going outside from the Botanic Garden area. So this is the upper pool deck of the main pool area. Over here where we do have the tiered seating, as I mentioned. There is actually hot tubs tucked into the tiered area as well. Quite large actually, it's a nice feature. And then as I said, you've got all that tiered seating up there. And then, so we'll continue to head aft. And they are still, as I said, breaking down all the equipment from last night's Gloria Estefan concert. We have yet another whirlpool with a fantastic view. Right up here on deck 19. Just another shot of the pool. And they do have pretty much the same hot tub on the other side of deck 19 as well. So from this section of deck 19, it actually will stop over here. There'll be a set of stairs that takes you up to deck 20. I want to take you in this space over here. This is the kids club on board. So we're going to go down one deck, go inside the ship, go back up, and I'll take you to the kids club. So here we are aft on deck number 19, and that'll take us into Do Re Mi land. So this is kind of a cluster of different kids programs on board the ship, and I'll try to take you through all of those here. So over here we have the studio area, and this is open to families to participate in the programming with their children. So they'll have like game shows and talent shows and so forth in here. And then over here we have the baby club for under 3 years of age. And this space can be utilized either with parents participating with the children, or they do offer babysitting where the parents can leave the kids and they will be well taken care of. They'll give you a phone to use in case they need to have communication with you. They can reach you right away. But again, really nice space. So the mini club has that sort of honeycomb, busy bee sort of environment, and really nice color orange, which is my favorite. And again, they've got nice views with a little foreground of the beautiful flowers. And then that leads into the Duplo room. We're going to head over into the junior club, which is 9 to 11. And this is themed like a submarine in here. You can see sort of nautical vibe. Again, they've got those game systems, more interactivity here. And then this connects into the Lego room. So this is just a fantastic space. I mean, look at the detail of these models. And this isn't something to be, looked at and not touched. They want you to get in here and play with all these. So you can add to this and design, more things on there and really bring it into your own. And they have tons of stations to build and contribute to that. Over here they got a cityscape. And they do have a partnership with Lego, so this is something that is very much progressing as they build new ships. This kind of looks like a quasi-ocean key right here. So here we have the Young Club, which is 12 to 14-year-olds. And every space has some things that are similar, but you'll see like the things become larger. Like over here we have a full-size foosball table and a ping pong table. Every space has some sort of interactive games. Here they're using the Switch as well as the PS5. And then over here we have the Teen Club, which is 15 to 17-year-olds. And they'll have music and dancing in here, and again they have video games and so forth to enjoy. And then adjacent to the Kids Club we do have the Hall of Games, which is the arcade on board. We've got a good variety of games in here. Got your air hockey. Wow, 4-player NBA. Motorcycles. By the way, I know a lot of you would be jealous, but all of these games are on free play for this cruise, so we can play as much of these, as much pinball as we want. But otherwise, of course, there'll be a cost on a regular cruise. And then over here, something that MSC has had for years on their ships are the Formula One racing simulators. There's 3 different simulators for people to enjoy in here.
On deck 19 aft, we have La Brasserie, which is the smaller of the 2 buffets on board MSC World America.
And I like this bridge that they have, so both decks do offer this bridge. And you have the view down to the World Promenade there. Still getting set up here for breakfast.
So we're going to head up to deck number 20 and we're going to check out the Sportsplex. So here we have the Sportsplex MSC on board MSC World America. Here we have the box bar. And I really like how they set up sort of the cages in here for the seating. Very nice. Nice seating area here. And then this space is pretty unique on board. It can do a lot of different things. One of them is obviously a basketball court. They can play soccer in here. And not the first at sea, because it's been done by Royal Caribbean, but they do have bumper cars, and I absolutely enjoyed this on previous ships that have had it.
It sounds to me like I should really.
On the upper level of the Sportplex, you'll find the Lego Family Zone.
Now right across from the Sportsplex and near the aft elevator lobby on deck number 20, we do have the MSC Gym Fitness Center. And they do always have very nice gyms on board MSC. Some of the latest in equipment is available to you. And you always have those incredible ocean views while you're working out. I think that's fantastic. So that is the gym here on MSC World America. So from the aft elevators on deck number 20, we're going to head outside and have a look at some of the really cool stuff that's out here. So you can see from the sign here, this is the harbor, and you've got the Bar and Bites, Adventure Trail, Jaw Drop, and Cliffhanger. Let's go check these out. And this was a space I know they put a lot of time and effort into creating. Just a spot where families can really spend a good portion of the day or days together while on their cruise. So over here we have the Harbor Bar and Bites. And these are all included with your cruise fare. So they've got from the menu here, chicken Caesar wrap, falafel wrap, tomato mozzarella mini focaccias, beef empanadas, chicken empanadas, corn dog, and pigs in a blanket. Now I know there's been a lot of buzz about this feature up here, which is called Cliffhanger. And if you've ever wanted to swing off the side of a cruise ship, well, guess what? Here is your chance. I am going to try this. I told myself I am going to try this while I'm on board. So, but have a look at that. They're swinging off the edge of a cruise ship from deck 20. Crazy. And then sort of more traditional things that we've seen on other ships, including MSC. But this is a really fantastic looking ropes course, or trail as they call. Includes several zip line sections, which are these yellow portions of track right here. One of them even goes off the edge where you can kind of hang over the promenade down below on deck 8. And another unique thing is that it's a multi-level course. So it's not just one track all the way around like you see on a lot of ships. This actually is several different layers with stairs going in between. So very, very cool. And over here it gives you an idea of the different features that they have here. Okay, so before you start your experiences here at the harbor, you want to come over here to the kiosk and they will set you up. You'll have to sign some waivers. You have to agree to a few certain things, including a collecting of biometric data. And then they will give you another bracelet that says the harbor, like this. And then that'll give you access to the different attractions. So right now they're saying that this is going to be a $5 per person for your experience on Cliffhanger, which I think, but that brings you over here to Jaw Drop and the slide that'll take you down to the promenade. And here we have the slides, and it looks like this is a set of racing slides, the blue ones, so you can mark your time and go head to head with a friend or Thanks for coming along on our walking tour here on board MSC World America. Don't forget to like this video, post your comments and questions, hit that notification bell, and subscribe for more Talking Cruise.